Well.
World-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life. Oh, Michael.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fake Resident Evil fans need that wake-up session. And that's what we're here to do today. We're going to wake the fake Resident Evil fans up because they don't want to listen. And it's so incredibly sad. It's the saddest it's ever been. The fake Resident Evil fans were too busy in Fortnite, jumping off of the bus in Fortnite and somehow, some way, landing in Raccoon City. And really the entire situation is so incredibly sad. It's so incredibly sad. And today what we're going to do, we're going to need you to lock in and wake up out here, folks. Come on. We're going to take your calls. So if you are a member, we need you to go to the community tab if you'd like to call in. And that's how you call into the show. So we're going to attempt to take your calls here on the show discussing Resident Evil 4 Remake, this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. Now, many of the fake Resident Evil fans are anticipating the demo. The demo is a special demo, apparently, according to Capcom, and the special demo is apparently, according to Capcom, coming soon. So we're all anticipating this demo. And this is the reason why I say don't buy the Resident Evil 4 Remake, is because the demo's coming. You're going to get a great idea on how the game plays, how the game is, and this, that, and the third from the special demo, Resident Evil 4 Remake, which is apparently coming soon. So we have to wait for that. We have to wait for Capcom to pull that curtain back and release the demo for this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4, and then the true Resident Evil purists will understand that this soulless DEmake, this cut content DEmake, this censored DEmake is not going to be where it needs to be. Now, they put out a trailer about 4 or 5 days ago for this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4, and you have the Resident Evil shills going crazy over it. And while it looks like it hits those similar beats, it's not Resident Evil 4, because if you go back and play, like I have been doing right here on this channel, streaming live, we have been playing Resident Evil 4. And as we're playing Resident Evil 4, we are seeing the fact of the matter is that it's a very snappy game, it's a well-produced game, and it's nothing like it is going to be portrayed in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. And maybe that's great because at the end of the day, we've already played Resident Evil 4. They've ported it to every console, including the N-Gage. So with that said, maybe we need something different, and maybe change is for the better. But in my opinion, change is only good when it is change for the better. And right now, we don't have a great understanding if that change that Capcom has implemented in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4 is the change that we are looking for. If that makes any sense, go back and play the original Resident Evil 4, and you will see that there's a tightly produced game there. It's a snappy game. It's a game that doesn't really... It's a game that respects the gamer's time because it's getting right to the point. It's hard to explain, but some of the dated game design in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4 is not found. Okay, so the dated game design in the original Resident Evil 4 is not going to be found in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. And it's so incredibly sad. Believe me, it really is so incredibly sad. So we need you to share this stream out because we need people in here that would like to discuss this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4 and their concerns with this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. We're going to have exclusive coverage of this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4 when the time is right. So I need you guys to lock in and stay tuned because ultimately, at the end of the day, we will be there when the demo releases, the special demo for this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. And like I said, that That's why in the title of this video, we are saying don't buy this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4 because the demo is coming. We know there's a demo coming. Capcom announced it. We don't know when it's coming as of this broadcast, but it could be tomorrow. It could be the next day. It could be in 1 week. It could be in 2 weeks. We just don't know. However, we do know that a demo is coming for this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. There's no reason to pre-order it right now because the demo is coming. So if you haven't pre-ordered, I'm not saying cancel your pre-order. You do you. It's ultimately your decision. However, with that said, if you haven't pre-ordered it, I would wait for the demo for this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4 and then make the decision afterwards. If you liked it, maybe pre-order it. If you didn't think it's all that fantastic, it doesn't hold a candle to the original, maybe don't pre-order it. That's my concern right now. And ultimately, at the end of the day, when we look at this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4, we are seeing cut content, okay? Mercenaries is not there day one. Now, you boot up the GameCube version of this game and you're getting Mercenaries day one, as far as I remember. Maybe that's not the case, but as far as I remember, you are getting Mercenaries day one on the original Resident Evil 4. So what ultimately is happening here? I'm going to tell you what's happening here. These fake Resident Evil fans are stupid idiots. That's what's happening here. And they have infested this franchise, and they certainly don't want to listen. And it's so incredibly sad. So I'm getting sick and tired of broadcasting to a bunch of stupid idiots that have no idea what makes this franchise great, that have no idea what makes this franchise tick. And no one wants to listen. Day in and day out, week in and week out, month after month, year after year. No one ever wants to listen. World-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life knows what he's talking about. We were there with Cyberpunk when no one else was. So when we look at this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4, we know that ultimately, if Capcom doesn't play their cards right, this is going to be a total disaster. This is going to be an unmitigated disaster. That's why I'm saying don't buy this son of a bitch right now, because the demo's coming. There's no reason to buy this right now unless you have like the exclusive collector's edition pre-ordered that's sold out probably. Then keep that pre-order locked in because obviously you wouldn't want to cancel it if it's sold out. I'm not saying it is. I don't even know if there's a collector's edition. But with that said, there probably is. However, the demo is coming. There's a special demo coming for this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. And what you need to know and what you need to understand is that that is going to be the make or break moment. That is the Titanic, okay? Basically, for this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. That could be the iceberg, or it might not be the iceberg, okay? Because if this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4 sucks, and you see that in the demo, the ship is going to sink. No one wants to play a terrible game, and no one wants to play a game that's not necessarily reminiscent of the original DNA. The QuickTime events have been cut. That is a part, in my opinion, of the original DNA of Resident Evil 4. But no one wants to listen because they have their head up you know where. You take out the special elements of Resident Evil 4, and it's no longer Resident Evil 4. So we're going to take your calls, okay? I'm going to reiterate because I know it takes 30 minutes for people to come in here, and by the time people come in here, people start leaving in addition to that. However, with that said, we are taking members-only calls. Utilize the perks of a membership by calling in if you would like to do so, and right now is that opportunity. So go to the member tab and click the call-in feature, okay, by clicking the link, okay? You can call into the show by clicking the link if you are a member. Now, we need you to understand that if you're not a member, we don't want to talk to you because that's just the way this works, okay? So if you're not a member and you're somehow in there, first of all, you shouldn't be in there. However, with that said, if you are a member, we would like to talk to you. If you're not a member, we will have a different call-in line for you, potentially down the road or potentially later here today. It really depends on who wants to talk about this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. So let's go over my points. I got 3 points here. Soulless, okay? You look at the UI here. This is a soulless all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4, and that's the case with all of these remakes. It's a soulless game, okay? First of all, look at the UI, straight out of Unity. It's a template. Look at the original game, total night and day difference. First of all, that's the point, soulless. Second of all, cut content. Mercenaries not there day one. Is Assignment Ada going to be there day one? Probably not, okay? Now, again, we don't know that. We're surmising, okay? It's just an assumption based off of the fact that Mercenaries is not going to be there day one. So the fact of the matter is that there is cut content and it's not there day one, and that's disappointing because this is Resident Evil 4. All of that stuff was there day one on the GameCube. So you have soulless, you have cut content, and of course the censorship is going to be prominent. There was controversy surrounding the VR release for Resident Evil 4, and a lot of people were saying, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. We're not listening. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and take a snack break. We do appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, supporting the show, but we're going to take a snack break here. It's a little terrible weather out here today. It's misting. It's not great, but we're still doing the show regardless because no one else is going to speak up about this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4, and it, believe me, is so incredibly sad. So we're going to take a snack break. If you want to call in, we will have that segment pretty soon here within at least the next 5 to 10 minutes. So stay tuned for that. Go to the community tab if you are a member, and if you would like to call into the show. But we're going to go ahead and take a snack break right here because the fake Resident Evil fans that have infested my channel are certainly not listening, and quite frankly, they can kiss my foot. So with that said, here we go. Gentleman cut beef jerky. We've already rated it an 8 out of 10. It's not too shabby. And we're going to snack on this until the fake Resident Evil fans are ready to have this call-in segment here. If you want to buy the game, that's fantastic. Go ahead and do it. If you got it locked in, the pre-order, go ahead and keep it locked in. I'm not saying don't buy it, although I am, because there is a demo coming, and I think that will be a better indicator on whether or not you should buy or cancel that pre-order for this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. Here we go, folks at home. The reality of the situation right here and right now. Click that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. There's like no beef jerky in here, bro. There's like 3 pieces. Holy shit. She don't love, and it's so sad. Oh, look at that right there. That is incredible. We got the Mountain Dew from Halloween to wash it down. Look at this right here. We got the Mountain Dew to wash it down from Halloween. Oh, yeah. Amazing. It really is incredible. When do we think the Resident Evil 4 Remake demo is coming, this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4? I'm going to do a poll right here in the chat as we get prepared for calls here for members only. If you'd like to call in and are a member, go to the community tab on the channel, and you will find out how to do that. Now, with that said, we're going to go ahead and take a poll right here and right now, and what we're going to do, folks at home, is we're going to ask when do you think the Resident Evil 4 Remake demo is coming, this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4? So we're going to go ahead and do a poll right here and right now. And here we go. When is the RE4 Remake demo coming? Early March, closer to release, and there we go. So you guys go ahead and vote right now. Resident Evil 4 Remake demo. When do you think it's coming? Holy shit. Look at this right here. We will be covering Resident Evil 4 whenever we can get our hands on that demo, and we are going to try and get the game early as well. Okay? We're going to do what we can to provide the best coverage for this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. And look, if it surprises me and it's really great, we'll say it is. I think it does have potential, but with that said, I don't think it's...
It's over!
And there we fucking go. That's what we're talking about. Holy fucking shit. Who's coming through?
Gary from the Vault
Let's go,
donated
baby.
$10 through Super Chat. All they had to do was keep the game exactly the way it was, add the better
Exactly.
controls so it's not clunky and
Let's
maybe
go.
get rid of quick time.
Oh
but
my
the entire
God.
story is different.
Absolutely.
The game was already perfect.
Let's go. Holy shit. Gary from the Vault. This guy is a fucking madman. We love him. Gary from the Vault, a member. Gary from the Vault, supporting this show like no tomorrow. We appreciate that very much so. We deeply appreciate that. We thank you so kindly for that. And you're right. All they had to do was nothing. And they could have had a classic on their hands. Look at the Dead Space remake. Look at the Dead Space remake. What did they do in the Dead Space remake outside of turning it woke? Not much. And that's why it works for the masses. But like I said, and like what they've done with this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 and 3, what they've done ultimately here is they've made a new game that is inspired by Resident Evil 4. And again, if you're just tuning in, folks, we got 3 reasons not to be that excited about this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. Soulless. Okay. We already talked about UI and how soulless it is. Okay. Second reason, cut content. Okay, that's confirmed because Mercenaries is not there day one. It's later on down the road DLC so they can extend the shelf life and have this marketing campaign for this thing. That's how they do single-player games now. That's why the Dead Space remake underperformed, because it actually didn't have that roadmap in terms of even free DLC or what have you. And the third reason, it's censored. Are we going to see Leon's head fly off in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4? I will be very impressed if so, but I really don't believe that we're going to see that. I really don't believe that we're going to see that. That's what we're talking about. I just, Stunning and Brave coming through. Hell yeah, brother. We appreciate that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the poll, folks at home, and see what you guys have said here in terms of when this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4 is releasing. You know, you would think that there would be more hype right now for this sumbitch, and there seemingly isn't. For a big release like this, and granted, there's still a month to go, maybe actually less than a month now, but the demo is coming, and you would think that hype would build, but seemingly no one cares until this demo comes out. And that is going to be a make or break moment for the lazy millennial devs over at you-know-where. So they said in the poll that they think this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4 is coming in early March. Okay. And I could see that happening. But I could also see Capcom waiting until the last minute. Because if they're confident in their game, they would put the demo out early. If they're confident in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4, they will put the demo out early to potentially boost sales and pre-orders. If they're not, and the sun's coming out, guys, holy shit. If they're not confident in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4, they would likely wait, put the demo out closer to release, and that way, if a lot of people have problems with this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4, it's closer to release, so there's less time to cancel the pre-order. And that's how embargoes work. That's why they don't let reviewers talk about the certain game until basically the day of release, unless they're very confident in the game, because they don't want it to potentially impact sales. That's why they don't send review codes to every Joe Schmo, because they don't want bad reviews to come out before the release of the game. So that's why they pick the verified shills. If you got the verified shill checkmark, welcome to the Elite Club. If not, they'll kick you to the curb. That's how it works. So if you guys watch these big reviewers, I would start subscribing to these reviewers that have to buy their own game. Okay? I believe Angry Joe. And he's a great content creator. We love Angry Joe. Angry Joe has to buy his games. And that's why you watch him. Not only because he's entertaining, and that's a lost art as well on YouTube, believe me. But he has to buy his games. He doesn't get review codes, from what I've seen. In addition to that, in addition to Angry Joe, Colin Moriarty, he's totally independent, backed by the fans. So he has to go out and buy the games to talk about and cover as well. Those are the two that I know of that are big, okay? Now, I'm sure there's other reviewers that have to go out and buy games as well, but if you're getting sent review codes, I'm not watching the review. I mean, it's really that simple. You know, because, like I said, I'm not saying they have to shill it, but why wouldn't you? You know, your mother cooks you dinner, you're not going to say it tastes like shit. She's going to stop cooking you dinner. Duh. You know what I mean? I mean, Jesus Christ. If Apple sends you the new iPhone and they invite you to Cupertino, California, you're not going to say the iPhone's not great or that it's the same as last year. You know what I mean? You'd be a dumbass. And hopefully there's not another storm brewing here. We are out here live, ladies and gentlemen, talking about the SOULLESS DEmake, this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. After we finish this beef jerky, we're going to take your calls for members only. And the audio situation is going to be a little tricky, I'm not going to lie, because we are on a different setup here. However, with that said, we will attempt to take that call if you have it. Once we're done here. And last night we just played through this Resident Evil game. Resident Evil 4, you might have heard of it. And we unlocked the Chicago typewriter. And we've unlocked the Chicago typewriter, but we don't have enough to actually use it, which is kind of funny. So we have to play through the game again to utilize the Chicago typewriter. And then maybe another time to actually enjoy it. You know, that fun run that we've been talking about and dreaming of. And we've been playing through the game multiple times. And by the way, what I forgot to mention is that they ruined the voices. And I've talked about this too. The merchant voice in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4 is trash. No one agrees with that. But now they're starting to see the voices with other characters is not necessarily all that great. Krauser sounds trash. Okay. They've changed Ada Wong's voice actress. So Capcom is phoning it in here with these voice actors and actresses because it's nothing like it was in the original. I mean, how hard? I mean, why not just call the original fucking people? Yeah, they're going to probably want a lot, but who fucking cares? If you want a quality remake, pay them what they want. $1 million, $2 million. Get the old Krauser voice actor coming in. I mean, they don't probably get paid that much, but nonetheless, if that is the roadblock, this is the remake. Like, you got to go all out. And they're shoehorning in this terrible storyline with Lewis. And Leon's a piece of shit to him. And then, you know, later on down the road, he's going to, like, you know, he survives longer in this story, Lewis. So you're going to cry when Lewis comes to his demise in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. And in the original game, he was more like kind of in the shadows a little bit, less on the forefront, which was actually great. Subtlety is better than just fucking having it right on the damn screen, you know? I mean, look at the Jeffrey Dahmer Netflix show. Just an incredible Netflix production. And there's a few scenes that are very subtle. They don't shoehorn it down your face, you know? They're not showing the fucking crazy blood and gore and all that fucking sick shit. Fuck. You know, they're not doing that. Because it's all about building it. But the Resident Evil 4 remake, there's no reason to buy it right now. The demo's coming. I mean, unless the demo's a totally different game. And I can see Capcom doing that. They did say it was a special demo. Over. They did say it was a special demo, you know.
Gary from the
God
Vault
damn it,
donated
Gary from the
$10
Vault, baby.
through Super Chat. Good job on getting that typewriter. Great stream last night. Why don't we have 1K people in here? This is where the real content's at.
That's what we're talking about, Gary from the Vault. That's what we're talking about. Content's a lost art. I'm going to tell you that right here. Entertainment on this platform is lost art. They want to have these sit-down Andes that do literally nothing. You know what I mean? And if that's considered content, well, then so be it. Eye of the beholder. However, with that said, we do appreciate that yet again. Gary from the Vault coming through with a 2-time Tony Hawk combo. Glad you enjoyed the stream last night. We had a hell of a time. Were you there when we fought that boss with Ada Wong? The guy in the cloak, whatever the fuck his name is. I'm a fake Resident Evil fan, right? You know? Lord Sadler? No, it's Lord Sadler. Who the fuck's Lord Sadler? I know Salazar. He's the fucking midget. But who the fuck is Sadler? I mean, who the fuck is Lord Sadler? I think that's who we fought. Nonetheless, that was the hardest boss fight I've ever done in a video game. Way harder than any Elden Ring boss. It was truly crazy. So, and the way we defeated that boss was ridiculous. Let me tell you that. The way that we defeated that boss was just so ridiculous. And I got mad about it too, because it's like we spent all of this time trying to like do it in a fun way, or at least in a way it's like, oh, let's play it like a normie would. But then we go watch a speedrun video and we emulate that and it works. And that's cringe. So we hope with this all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4 that they like nerf the knife. You know what I mean? They should just nerf the knife. And speedrunners are going to figure this thing out real quick. They're going to fly through this game in like 2 days. You know, you'll see speedruns in like the first 24 hours of this game releasing, if not even that. First 4 hours, I would say, of this game unlocking, Resident Evil 4 Remake, someone's going to have a speedrun with all the exploits. And that's just the current age of gaming. You know what I mean? You're overexposed to every asset of the fucking game immediately. And it desensitizes the gamer. That's why gaming doesn't feel special anymore, because it's not a big event anymore. Because you can watch the whole fucking game on YouTube before the game even releases. Now, you don't have to. You can look away. However, when it's plastered in front of you, it's hard not to notice, you know, here's the ending of this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4. Oh, wait, it's not even locked on my PlayStation 5. How is that right? You know? Or here's how to do this. Here's how to do that. It's like, bro, the game's not even out. This is why gaming has crumbled. This is why gaming has crumbled. The oversaturation of content that surrounds these releases. It's ridiculous. You got the review culture, and everyone in that culture is in bed. For the most part, there might be a few exceptions, but you'll be hard-pressed to find them. And then you have the other culture that gets review codes, and then they post every asset of the game. So they're just using that as essentially a vehicle to drive their channel, which, I mean, that's why I don't like making content for games, because it feels forced. That's why I stopped getting review codes. I stopped asking for them. It's over! Because it felt like homework.
Adam Carey donated €10
Holy
through
shit,
Super
Adam
Chat.
Carey coming through.
Thank you for all the world-class streams, Michael. They are gold.
Hell yeah, bro. We appreciate that. Adam Carey coming through. Adam Carey coming through really hard and really strong with the $10 Super Chat. Hell yeah, brother. We appreciate that. Adam Carey, thank you so kindly. And thank you, of course, to Gary from the Vault for popping the cherry. Adam Carey there with the last layup of the quarter as we take calls now. So if you are a member and want to call into the show, we're going to make that happen. We do have to set it up. It's going to take a little while, though. So
Gary from the Vault donated $10 through Super Chat. He's the last boss that you use the red RPG on. You know that the RE4 King. Lord Michael, the new RE4
Well,
boss
you know,
battle
after playing the
confirmed.
game, no, I knew that. I mean, look, after playing the game so many times, you know, it just starts to get a little crazy up there. You know what I mean? It starts to get a little crazy up there. That's why we got to come outside and take a little break from the dungeon and playing that game, because, I mean, if we keep playing it like we're doing, I mean, it's going to be, it's still not old to me. I mean, I can't wait to play it again and to you know, get Leon in that bling with that Chicago typewriter. I mean, that's what we want. That's what we're looking for. And we still have another mode on top of that. I mean, this is the game that keeps on, you know, keep it on. I mean, holy fucking shit, bro. The amount of content And granted, it didn't release like this. You know, Separate Ways was not in the GameCube version. However, there was Assignment Ada. But we still have Assignment Ada to do. So we have Assignment Ada. We still have like at least 2 more playthroughs, or at least 1. I don't know. Really depends on what we're looking for. But probably at least 2 playthroughs and Assignment Ada on top of that. And we haven't even played the Mercenaries mode. This is a bigger game than Oblivion. I mean, holy fucking shit. And they gave all that to you for $60 on the Nintendo GameCube. Obviously, Separate Ways wasn't there, but they had Mercenaries, right? Am I wrong about that? No, they had Mercenaries in Resident Evil 4. Day one. Obviously, there was no fucking updates back in the day. It was exclusive to GameCube because they had a 3 release deal with Nintendo. They're bringing 3. They're bringing 3 Resident Evil games to the Nintendo GameCube. That was the deal. And they brought Resident Evil 1 Remake to GameCube. And they did Resident Evil 0 and then Resident Evil 4, and then that was it. And then everything came to everything else later on down the road. However, with that said, what would have been amazing, instead of Resident Evil 0, and look, Resident Evil 0, I haven't played through that fully. I played the train part, and that's where I stopped playing after the train. I beat the train, and I thought, okay, now we're back in the mansion. We're just recycling things. So it kind of lost interest there. However, with that said, I do think Resident Evil 0 might be a little bit underrated. That intro is really great with that train sequence. It's really different. It's really creepy. Beautiful looking. Just beautiful looking. Pre-rendered backdrops, backgrounds. Incredible stuff. And could you imagine if Capcom remade Resident Evil 2, if Shinji Mikami did Resident Evil 2? Don't think he ever did the second game, although I could be wrong. I can't fucking remember. These timelines are all over the place with Shinji Mikami doing this and Shinji Mikami doing that. I don't think he directed Resident Evil 2. Probably produced it. But nonetheless, imagine a Resident Evil 2 remake on the GameCube, okay, with the pre-rendered backgrounds. I mean, that's what should have happened instead of 0. However, 0, we can still take that, you know. It's better than probably Resident Evil. What's the worst? Well, Village is the worst Resident Evil game. I can tell you that without a shadow of a doubt. Resident Evil Village is the worst Resident Evil game. It's so uninteresting. It's just, you know, it's this wannabe Harry Potter, Tim Burton thing where it's like we got ghouls and goblins in this castle that is being inhabited by this big titty vampire lady, and all the Sims are like, oh yeah, I'm buying that on the PSVR too so I can get on my knees and look up at them tits. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, that's kind of cool, but I mean, fuck. If that's all the game has, the game's trash. All right, we're going to go ahead and take calls here. And I'm hoping we have at least someone on the air, but we shall see. So we're going to go ahead and take your call here as we go to the call-in section here. And again, if you're just tuning us here, we got 3 reasons why this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4 is terrible. Soulless, cut content, and censored. We've already explained why, but we can go further if you call in here. And we're going to go ahead and take calls right here and right now. Are we going to be able to get audio here? That is the big question. And there is no one in there. Mono Memories, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. Mono Memory, great content creator. And what is going on with the audio here? Something has happened with the audio. This is going to get stupid, isn't it? The audio has severely went down here, but we didn't change anything. So I don't know what's going on with that. We want to do one call at a time. We don't want to do a group because it turns into a never-ending story. But we have a problem with the audio right now, and it's really annoying here. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to invite you in the call. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay, you can hear me now. That they can't hear you. Hold on. Let me fix this here. Yeah, I know. Because Google is sucking it up. I don't know what's going on. I got to fix that right here. Better. Should be a lot better now. Should be a lot. Well, maybe not. Jesus, I mean, it's really pulling it down. I don't know what's going on with that. I cranked it up hard. Yeah, because it's going to be delayed. You're going to get really confused. You're going to get really confused. I got to get you on the air somehow. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, I can hear you, but I got to figure out how to get this on the fucking... Well, yeah, I tried to fix it. But how are we going to get you through the audio? Oh, I thought this was a little easier. I thought this was a little easier. Well, I mean, they can't hear you. Okay, hold on. All right. Well, I thought I knew how to do this. I mean, I don't know. Hold on. Huh. Oh, hold on. Well, we don't use the setup to do. It's a Mac, so it doesn't get direct audio into the. Yeah, it's not Windows, so it's not as easy. Oh, but there's a way to do it. There is a way to do it, because I did it before. Maybe it's this one. I'm just gonna try this and see if it works. But it's not popping up an audio source. I don't know what's going on, dude. There is a way to, unless they took it out of OBS. They might have taken it out of OBS, because I'm on the latest all this shit. Oh, hold on. Maybe it's under No, it doesn't work. Well, maybe it does. Maybe it does. Audio output capture. The fuck is an output capture? This might break the whole computer. It's not really select anything. Yeah, but it's through it's just I mean I can put it through the speakers here and crank it up, but they're gonna barely hear that. That's the only way I know how to do it. There was a way to do this easily. Right, yeah. Well well on Mac it's a little they don't allow you to do that. Let me Google it real quick and see if we can get an answer. OBS, Mac. No, OBS. How to capture desktop audio on a Mac. It does not do it. Here, Mac OS desktop audio capture. Yeah, they just added it. Display audio showing the audio mixer. To capture all desktop audio, use display capture. Okay. I tried that. Okay, so it's not window capture. I thought window capture would pop the audio out. Hold on, can you hear me? No. What the fuck? Hello? Oh yeah, you can hear me. I can hear you too, but they can't. Audio input capture 2. Hello? Okay. So I have this. That's what we did already. It didn't work. Unless, yeah, they must have taken it out. Let me go to the settings and audio here.
Shit.
Oh, here. It's disabled. You can't turn it on. The fuck's this shit, dude? Let me see what else the audio is. Capture audio. To capture audio from a single application, you can either use window capture or a application capture. I've tried that. Let's try application capture. I don't even know where the fuck that's at. Sounds like it's fake. Yeah, I've tried window capture, display capture. Maybe I don't. It should pump the.
I mean, will you instantly know when it works, or are you relying
I'll know,
on someone?
The meter. There we go. We figured it out. I think we just figured it out. I think we just figured it out. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we can hear you now.
Okay.
We just figured it out.
Well done.
Well,
Well
wait for the
done. Sounds complicated.
yeah, let's wait for the chat to confirm, but I think it should be working right now. I'm a little low
Yeah.
still. I don't know what's going on with that. That is
Yeah.
really annoying that Google sucked that up.
Ill Will and yeah, Big Boss saying it's working.
It is working. Yeah, it is working. Okay, we did
Yeehaw.
figure it out. That's what we're talking about. Mono memories in the house, baby.
Yo.
Hey, what do you think about? First of all, we do appreciate you for being a member. Okay, you make Resident Evil fucking tunes over on your channel. I'll tell you what, you got remixes and all that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I started doing that a few years ago. Well, quite a few years ago now. Shit.
Well, I
Fucking
mean,
2017.
you even worked with Residents of Evil. You made them a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a wee
That's the
theme
biggest
for
Resident
them.
Evil channel.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's RE2 save theme was the first one I did, but I mean, I've not been doing content as long as you, that's for sure.
Well, I mean,
So like 10, what do you say, 10, 11 years or something?
it's been a long time.
Crazy.
Too long.
I'll turn
We should have
myself
worked at
down
the.
if
We should have
I'm
went to
too
the
loud.
Clown Academy school.
Someone said too loud.
Okay,
I can turn
no,
myself down.
no. I can turn you down. I can turn you down.
Okay.
There we go.
I've got my gain here, but
No, you leave yours as is, and
cool.
so.
Oh, it's good to
Yeah.
finally.
No, I
have
mean,
a-
hell
have
yeah,
a
bro.
quick
I'm
chat.
glad you called in. So what do you think about this all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 4? They just released a brand new trailer. There's a special demo coming.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think back to Village. I mean, I wasn't. I share your opinion. I wasn't a big fan of Village, to be honest. I think yeah, they turned up the freaky dial too far, in my opinion. You know, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I prefer 7 overall, but I'm thinking back to the demos for Village. Was it like, I know there was a couple. There was the Maiden one, and then you got to play as Ethan closer to launch. So was that like 2 weeks before? Was it? I'm trying to wager when they came out, but I've got a feeling like the demo for this is probably going to drop it. No sooner than 2 weeks, I would imagine, because they want to keep the like hype going right to launch. So I don't know, unless there's some other special events lined up. Where are we? 27th. When's it drop? Friday 24th, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, the full game.
So I'm assuming
Yeah, I don't
if it drops on a Friday, I'm assuming that Tuesday, the Tuesday before the Friday, is when maybe reviews will drop. That's when I can see Capcom lifting the embargo.
on the 21st, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Cool. Yeah, that sounds.
So we
probably
would like to
about
get it
right.
before, presumably that date, the 21st, if that is when the embargo drops, so that we can have some
Yeah.
coverage on the 21st. That would be really incredible.
Yeah.
But the
So
demo,
are you
I
gonna?
mean,
Are you gonna try and get your hands on it?
oh
Early?
yeah. This is a big game. I mean, this is a big game. I mean, there's been a lot of big games, but this is a pretty big one for Resident Evil anyway. So this is bigger than
Yeah.
Village, obviously. Village is, I'm not sure why they made that game, but
Yeah. I think it'll be the Resi I've played least, honestly. Like,
oh, bro.
I tried the second playthrough and I was just like,
And
nah, this
what's
is
weird
too
is
much.
they just keep like shoving it down your throat. Like, hey, here's Village in a new play style. You can now play as third person, and here's the DLC. And now they just put it in VR. It's like, holy shit! Like,
Yeah.
that's
It's
cool
the
and all. but-
360. It's the 360 model, isn't it? Squeeze that teat as
Yeah.
far as it'll go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fucking Skyrim edition, you know. Let's launch the thing.
Oh my
10
god.
times.
Well, I mean, Capcom's been doing that. Well, with Resident Evil 4, that thing's been out on everything, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, I've been watching some of your streams, obviously the crazy RE4 streams. I mean, I'm a weird one in the case of like not being a massive fan of RE4 really. I mean, like I started with OG, so
Oh, I agree.
RE1
I think
back
the
in-
first 3 might be the best.
yeah. So yeah, you're always going to be tainted by that, like, what game you played first and stuff, and then seeing it get so action orientated and stuff. I mean,
Oh.
I did enjoy it back then, and I played it through again like a year or so ago. And yeah, no, it's cool. It's just, I feel with Capcom and the remakes, I mean, there's a lot of things that are really, I think they are a little bit overrated. to a degree. I think they get a pass for a lot of things, you know. I noticed you talk about the voice acting a lot. I'll have to agree with you there.
Oh, bro, the
It's
merchant. And,
just like
I mean, Krauser's voice too. Like, dude,
it's
why don't they?
it's
Why don't
just
they
I
just
don't know.
call? Why don't they just call the original guys? I mean, are they not interested? Do they want too much money? I mean, I don't understand why they wouldn't. Or do they retire? I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's just well, I know like Ada's changed, right? I
Yeah, they
mean,
changed the Ada
um,
Wong voice actors from the RE2 remake, even.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's a weird one, first of all, but yeah, I mean that's my biggest gripe. Obviously, there's Raingate as well, which is yeah,
Oh,
I
well,
just think it
you know,
looks
I can deal with that. I can deal with that. Everyone's complaining on that, and it's like, guys, there's other issues
yeah.
here.
I mean,
It does
yeah,
look
I
kind of
guess with
crappy, though. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, I mean, if you play on PC, someone will mod it out probably day one
Oh
anyway.
yeah, they'll mob the hell out
Um,
of that game. They love, man. The Resident Evil community loves the mod ship. They'll put Thomas the
yeah,
Tank Engine in there or some shit.
yeah. Oh yeah, I can't wait to see. I mean, I guess it'll be probably the old Nude mod for Ashley day one
Well, the modders should have
or
fixed
some.
Resident Evil 2 remake. I mean, no crows, no spiders, no moss. I mean, you know, people really just give that game a pass, and it's crazy because the amount of cut content in there, and they complain about Resident Evil 3 remake, and they say, oh, it doesn't have, you know, it doesn't have that big area. What is that area called? The fucking forgot what it's called. In Resident Evil 3, not the factory. What is it? Yeah, it is the factory.
Clock tower.
Yeah, the clock tower. The clock tower. It doesn't have the clock
Yeah.
tower, but like, look at the Resident Evil 2 remake and the content in that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's a weird.
I think the nostalgia blinded them.
Yeah, there's a lot of hypocrisy going on with.
There really is.
I mean, I played both, enjoyed both. I think because there was so much build up to the second one coming out. It was just, you know, hyped into high heaven, and
Yeah.
I think it's like no one you know, no one felt it could like give lower than a 9. I know probably some reviewers did, but I think it got a bit of a pass. And then, but 3 is enjoyable. Like, I mean, it's a good game. I like the dodge. You know, it's pretty
Right.
fun mechanically. I mean, and maybe because I'm not the biggest diehard original RE3 fan. I mean, it was really great at the time, but I mean, I still enjoyed it, you know. But for me, it's stuff like the VA and how they approach certain things with the remakes. Like, I think there's some things that don't need to be changed, and I think that's where Capcom go wrong sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You mentioned the merchant. I think that's. I mean, why not just keep that the same? Why just keep it the OG? You know, the voice, even like the original lines. Do you think they could get away with that, or do you think people would complain?
Well, I mean,
They
people are going to
haven't
complain
changed it.
regardless of what they do. I mean, if they change it too much, they're going to complain. If they don't change it at all, they're going to complain. So you can't win everyone over. But with that said, you know, there has to be a decent balance between, oh, this is Resident Evil 4 and this is something all new that makes it fresh. Because, you know, granted, we have played this sumbitch for fucking decades now.
Yeah.
This game,
Yeah,
Resident Evil
yeah.
4, I mean, on every platform essentially. So we do want something new, but you know, they're gonna. It has to be Resident Evil 4 new. Like, it has to be within that sort of world.
Yeah, it's a real difficult one with the remakes, I guess. I mean, Demon's Souls suffer from this as well. You know, the hardcore OG fan base, like not liking the boss designs, and I mean, from a musical standpoint, I think they did got the music, the soundtrack, they changed it a bit too much. But I don't know. I think when there's so many iconic elements to RE4, the merchant voice being one of them, I know what you mean. It's a kind of catch-22. I don't think you can really win. It's like, yeah, you get some guy coming in, obviously, like trying to do that voice, and it's just, you know, oh, it's not as good as the OG. Or you leave it the same, people won't complain.
Right.
So
Well, it's like Freddy Krueger. You know, Robert Englund is Freddy Krueger, and you know they tried it
Yeah.
without him, and I don't know if that really was the best decision. But I mean, he's old now, so what can you really do?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I think that the new things that they are bringing in, like, I don't know, on my missed opportunities list is the side quests and how they approach side quests. It just looks like it's going to be the same old, you know, affair of, like, you know, shoot 3 pigeons, hand it into the merchant. I mean, imagine like proper like side quests, like where you would meet characters, perhaps.
Right.
Do you think you could see something like that in Resident Evil,
Well,
where you're fleshing out the story via kind of more interactive character moments rather than just like very arcadey stuff, you know?
I mean, yeah, they could do that, but I don't know if they will.
Yeah. I just thought it would have been maybe a cool approach, but maybe not. Yeah, maybe it's just not ever going to be a thing for Resident Evil, you know? Like those kind of side quests. And I guess the worlds aren't big enough, you know, in a like open world sense to maybe take that further. So, but I don't know. I just don't know if I'm hyped for games at all at the moment. You know, really. I mean,
Yeah,
I've not
I
even
mean,
finished Dead Space Remake yet.
Oh my God, that was
I'll need-
torture, dude.
Shit, I missed it because it's 26 hours or something. I can't watch it now.
Well, there's nothing to miss. I mean, it was just me fucking wanting to get through that trash.
What's your review or main takeaway from the remake?
I don't know why people have people put that game up on a pedestal, and I mean, I guess if you're big into sci-fi monster shit or something, it's fucking amazing, but
yeah,
it is not like Resident Evil 4, and that's what it kind of is like. It's pretty much a clone of that game. That's kind of what it is, but
yeah,
it's not. It's so repetitive. I mean, with Resident Evil 4, you have different. It's so much better. It's not. There's no comparison. The pacing's better. The enemy variety's better. You care more about the characters, and the direction's better. I mean, everything about Resident Evil 4 is superior to Dead Space, but I don't know if anyone would actually argue otherwise. But yeah, I don't know why they remade Dead Space. That seems crazy to me, and apparently it underperformed as well. So
really,
yeah,
okay, that's interesting.
I mean, unless
yeah, I
things
just
have
don't think.
changed.
Yeah, I just don't know if there's enough meat on that bone, you know, for the Dead Space Remake playing it through. I'm like, yeah, this is nice, but it just feels like a 4K texture pack at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I mean, the original does hold up fairly well.
You mean the original or
Dead Space?
Oh yeah.
The original Dead Space 1. I just think it's been nice to play through, but I've had like no urge to like go back and complete it. You know, I played it a couple of times. I'm like halfway through or something, but I don't know. It's interesting that underperformed because they're already polling, aren't they, for Dead Space 2 and 3
Yeah,
remakes?
I mean, well, I commend EA for putting out a release like that. It has no DLC, no roadmap. You can play it. You can play it offline day one. It is, all good to go day one. I mean, that is a rare thing in 2023. It's like a PS2 game released in 2023 for modern day consoles. Just with the old school mentality of you don't need updates, you don't need to be online. There's not post content, not even free post content coming. It's just like, here's the Dead Space remake, enjoy. And the fact that they did that and they didn't try to shoehorn in like an online component or even a roadmap, that's actually fucking amazing. So, look, I've talked to EA people. They're very nice people. I mean, obviously not the people that the Dead Space remake, but I don't know, man. I might have to just buy it, even though I don't like it. I don't really like Dead Space at all, so the source material wasn't ever for me. But I might actually just go buy a physical copy just to support it, in the sense that it's like they are giving you that old school experience that the gamers have been clamoring for. No updates, no roadmap, no second average, because with the Resident Evil 4 remake here, the Mercenaries is not it's not their day one.
Yeah, they need to pull their finger out of that shit,
On the GameCube, it was their day one.
Yeah, this is what, and then I feel like, again, from a music standpoint, like they make the new soundtracks like way worse to get you to buy the fucking DLC.
Oh my God, bro, that is
really
the worst, dude. Yeah, it's like, hey, if you pre-order or you get the deluxe edition, you get the old school soundtrack, and it's like, they make you want to buy that because it's like they fucking have like either they have no soundtrack or some like generic ass like synth.
Yeah, it's like how much you gonna pay,
Well, I mean, if it's quality content, shit.
Pay?
Yeah, exactly.
You want the OG. I mean, I hate all that shit. I really hate that crap. You just, if they were doing it then, like you say, Mercenaries and all this other additional stuff, it should just be there day one. That's the kind of practice.
And really, I mean, are all of the unlockables going to be in the remake? We have a lot of questions with this release, and I'm telling you, if they can't complete the package here, and give the fans what they want, I don't know if it's going to be a worthwhile endeavor.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
see,
imagine if the game doesn't have the Chicago typewriter.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, look how long. I mean, I played the Village DLC out of principle, but it's
Oh my God,
fucking trash.
you play that shit, bro? You bought that?
It was trash.
No.
Someone gifted me.
Okay, well,
thankfully,
I was
but
gonna say, I mean, holy
I
shit.
felt inclined. I felt inclined, and I was like, "This Shadows of Rose or whatever, gash, absolute gash."
Oh my God,
Like,
bro.
waste of time. Waste of time. You did play it, right? Did you?
Hell no.
No.
That game's
Well,
that's like a Final Fantasy DLC. She has like mystical powers and shit, and it
Yeah.
took them a year to put that crap out.
I was like, "This isn't Resident Evil anymore, man."
Oh
You know what I
God!
mean?
Well, that's
This-
what I
this ain't it. This
feel
ain't
when I
fucking
play
it.
Resident Evil 4. It is kind of an anti-Resident Evil game, to be honest, and I see where you're coming from, and I agree. I don't think it's a great Resident Evil game. I really don't. It's the most anti-Resident Evil game you could probably make. It's like, let's deviate from the classic material in terms of gameplay, functionality, and things of that nature. Ditch the zombies, ditch the fucking virus in the lab, underground lab, and let's do this fucking, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's like, I think people are clamoring for proper old school. I mean, for me, I think it's ingrained with the fixed cameras, the fixed camera angles. It's just, I don't know. I know people think it's dated.
Eventually, Capcom. I could see maybe Capcom going back to that eventually in the next 10 to 15, 20 years, because eventually the first-person, third-person thing is going to get old, and if they, when the nostalgia is even stronger for the Resident Evil 1 remake and things of that nature, they can maybe pull it off like that. I don't know. It could be some. Well, they did that with Resident Evil 5. They had DLC where it had fixed camera angles, and I was like, what the fuck's this?
Yeah, totally. Someone in chat saying, who's it? Lukaku? RE4 great game, not good Resident Evil game. Yeah, I mean, it's like the Dark Souls.
I
it's
agree.
like the Dark Souls 2 of the Resident Evil franchise. I mean,
I agree. It's a really solid, addicting game with the upgrade system and things like that. But as a Resident Evil game, I don't know what the fuck this is. You're fighting villagers that are infected, and they're speaking in tongue, or with the castle guys, and it's the most anti-Resident Evil game you could have made. But maybe that's what was needed, I guess, at the time.
Yeah, totally. And it's I've seen a lot of people kind of like automatically assume that because they've shown off clips of like the fucking island and helicopter and shit, that automatically means everything's going to be in the game. But I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, there's a lot to squeeze in between the village and the very end. You know what I mean? People are like, oh, they're not going to cut shit. But I mean, I know they've said like they're not going to, but it doesn't mean every single encounter is going to be in there. You know what I mean?
Right. We haven't seen the lava fucking area.
Yeah,
there's a
what
lot
they
we
gonna do
still
with
haven't
that?
seen.
I mean, the little.
Do we know if the knights are in there? I haven't seen those.
I think someone was saying, the bit where they showed Ashley walking with the lamp in the trailer.
Okay. Well, I mean, if they have the knights, that would be interesting. If they cut that, that's just cringe.
Yeah.
Because that's a scary moment.
I mean, I'm not too. I was actually surprised that they're keeping the island stuff in. I thought they would have. They've kept it very faithful. I think they're playing it safe after the RE3 debacle, but I was surprised that that's in as pretty much 1-to-1. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. The gameplay might just feel too similar to the Evil Within to me, and that's not Resident Evil 4. I mean, Resident Evil 4 is a snappy, arcadey game when you look at it, and yeah, it's because it was dated. It's dated game design now, but do we need to really like sneak around and do stealth kills? I mean, that I get, like having just like a duck feature or a dodge button, that could have worked, but going around and acting like Sam Fisher, that's just not. It's not really Resident Evil, but then again, I don't know.
I think the problem is when you start introducing mechanics like that, it opens up, bigger comparisons to other games, and sadly, there's other games that do it a lot better. Last of Us. Sorry, I don't know whether you're a Last of Us.
No. Well, Last of Us 2. You're talking about, right?
Yeah,
I know you love The Last of Us 2.
I mean, I don't give a shit, man. I'll take.
Oh, here we go. They're gonna get wild in here if you say that.
Yeah, fucking hell, bro. Yeah.
That's when I'll start watching the HBO shows, when they start doing Last of Us 2 stuff.
I cannot wait for the.
They need to upgrade that on PS5, dude. I don't know why they've neglected it for so long. Like, we need a definitive edition on PS5. The only update it got was the 60 frames. You know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know how much more they can squeeze out. Whether they could, I mean, to be honest, the reflections in that game
Unbelievable.
fucking
Unfucking
look like
believable.
RTX anyway.
Yeah. And
You
that's on
don't need it.
PS4. That's on PS4. So hardware is clearly not the. That has nothing to do with anything. I mean, if you can run The Last of Us 2 on PS4, and I mean, people don't understand that. Like, the PS4 is a 2013 console, and they were able to make all of that work on that console. That to me is insane.
Yeah, it goes to show they're kind of always like a generation ahead almost. You know, the stuff they put out is just still looks ahead of the curve, technically anyway. You know, it's crazy. But I mean, what's your biggest gripes with RE4 Remake? Would you say for at the moment, getting back on track? What's your like biggest gripes with it so far?
Well, you know, I got nitpicks, but mainly I just don't think it's going to play like Resident Evil 4. I mean, I could be wrong, and obviously we're going to find out when the demo releases, probably, hopefully, you know, sometime in March, early March, hopefully. But, you know, it needs to feel like Resident Evil 4, and there's a specific feeling you get when playing Resident Evil 4, and it's the addictive gameplay. It's snappy. You know, when you get the shotgun out in Resident Evil 4, you know the enemies are going to blow back. They don't do that in the remake, from what I've seen. And that's disappointing in of itself, because now it's like the shotgun's no longer fun. They've nerfed that. And it just doesn't, to me, it doesn't seem like it's Resident Evil 4 in terms of the gameplay. When you're sneaking around and doing stealth kills and things of that nature, it's like, what are we doing here? It's like, yeah, you have to expand the gameplay, but like, you got to make it snappy. It's an arcade game. Don't turn it into this like fucking wannabe Evil Within thing, which, you know, the Evil Within's fine, but we'll just go play that.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. I like the first Evil Within more than this open world slot.
Oh, God, they
introduced
ruined it. Evil Within 2 is trash.
Yeah, the only parts I like of that is when they went back to the linear, you know, format. This crawling around this shitty open world thing really pissed me off. Yeah, I totally know what you're saying, how it's going to change the like gameplay dynamic in RE4. You know, like, is it just going to be for the village part, do you think, or I mean, are you going to be able to like totally abuse it throughout the game? I don't know. I mean, it's just
I mean,
weird.
here's the thing that pisses me off is that you can dodge the chainsaw, man, with your knife.
Yeah,
it's stupid. It's stupid.
I'm like, what the hell? I mean,
so now what they've done is that they've eliminated, they've taken away the fear of the Chainsaw Man, because in the original, when the Chainsaw Man comes, you know it's a one-hit kill guaranteed every time, so you're running away as fast as possible. But in the remake, you know you have that lifeline where you can parry the chainsaw with your knife, which doesn't make fucking sense, and the bootlickers are going to defend it. But that takes away the fear of the Chainsaw Man now. So we're just making stupid, unnecessary, redundant gameplay enhancements to essentially nerf any sort of tension that the game had.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're dead right. You're dead right. I like, personally, I do like, I mean, I just don't know. I'm going to have it in my hands. You know, I do like parry mechanics. I mean, I'm a Souls fan as well, but whether or not it belongs in Resident Evil 4, I don't fucking know.
Well, I mean, look, when the Chainsaw Man has a great entrance like he does in the original, he comes out and he's this menacing character, and you know he's not to be fucked with, and you know that when you get your head chopped off. And now in the remake, it's gonna give you a button prompt, and you know you're gonna parry the chainsaw with your little knife, and that makes no fucking sense to begin with. But yeah, your knife has a vulnerability, you know, a durability meter, which is like, I mean, it's just like, it's like they don't understand the simplicity charm of the original. It's like less is more when you make you know, those sort of games. I really wish they would have had Shinji Mikami on board to supervise, but maybe he doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, he just quit his studio, so I don't know if he's retired or not, but fuck.
Yeah, Tango. Is it? Yeah, Tango.
Yeah, Tango GameWorks.
Yeah. Who knows? I'm not really sure how old. I mean, he can't be like super old. I mean, like what, late 50s or something, maybe mid 50s. Right, I mean, he's still probably got a bit.
Capcom should
of
call
time,
him back.
But.
You know, they're gonna have to. Dude, they have to bring this franchise back to the roots, like zombies and zombie dogs. You know, kind of ground this son of a bitch. Because imagine Resident Evil 9. I mean, in Resident Evil Village, there's literally Metal Gears in that game at the end. I mean, you are literally in a Metal Gear fighting another Metal Gear in this big-ass robot thing, and you're coming down as Chris Redfield with your night vision on playing Call of Duty. The game's trash. So if they're going in that direction with this thing, and it's just terrible characters, terrible storylines. No one cares about Ethan. No one cares about Rose. No one cares about these fucking dumbass characters. You know, and then they shoehorn in the old characters to get you to care about the new characters. It's all junk.
Yeah, dude, you're 100%. I have to agree with you 100%. And I'm really like, what the hell are they going to do with Resident Evil 9 now? I mean, what is that even going to be?
I want them to do a first-person game with zombies in it and the zombie dogs. Why can't they just do that? Bring it back to the roots of Umbrella and the Underground Lab. I mean, you know, don't remake the first game, but like, you know, bring it back to the horror. You know, the zombies, the zombie dogs. I mean, maybe that's saturated these days, but it's Resident Evil. People are going to lick it up regardless. But having these like molded creatures and the werewolves in Village, it's like, what are we doing? We're playing fucking a haunted Harry Potter version of Resident Evil. It's junk.
Do you know the second most important thing to Resident Evil, in my opinion, is puzzles as well?
Yeah.
Even just a couple of good puzzles, Village puzzles. I mean, laughable, like absolutely fucking laughable.
Well,
that piano one. You just spam keys and it just works.
Well, you know, they saw my gameplay and they were like, "Wow, we got a bunch of retarded gamers these days, so let's just dumb down these puzzles because they're going to give the game up and give it a 1 star." So that's really what it's about. The gamers today don't want to put their brain on.
Like, and I hope that's interesting about the remake. Actually, hopefully they retain a lot of the puzzles from the original, you know, or do something cool with them. I hope they don't like brain deadify them all, you know, because there's some decent ones in 4, I think. Would you agree?
What was that?
The puzzles in RE4 original. Do you think they're any good? I mean, they're better than Village.
Oh my god.
Well, it sounds like it's getting windy out there.
Well, I mean, yeah, we're outside, so you know, it's Mother Nature out here. I'll tell you what.
Whoa. Yeah, but I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Well, I mean, I don't think we have anyone else trying to call in. Because we're doing members only. Oh, Big Boss is trying to call in here. Should we get Big Boss on, or?
Yeah, are you just doing one at a time, or are you like?
Well, I mean,
like
let's bring him in.
It's over.
Okay.
Holy shit, this computer's
Big
lagging.
Boss. Oh.
Matt Productions donated $7.99 through Super Chat. Thank you for your input. I will be pre-ordering the Ultimate Edition.
I think in true Scottish style, instead of Big Boss, I'll call you Big Boss. Big Boss. How's that?
Matt Productions coming through with the $8 Super Chat. Hell yeah, brother, we appreciate you. Thank you for your input. I will be pre-ordering the Ultimate Edition. That's fine. All I'm saying is don't buy it because the demo's coming. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying wait for the demo, because if this is, you know, a Titanic hits the iceberg situation, why would you want to have it pre-ordered? So just wait for the free demo. Unless the demo, you know, what do you think, Mono Memory? When they say special demo, what the hell does that even mean?
Right. Well, I was just actually going to talk about that. I mean, yeah, it's strange to say special demo. I mean, it could just be one of those Japanese things, you know. It's like kind of just the way they use terminology. But
well, I mean, yeah, to hype it up.
Yeah, but I mean, Louis is he's all over this shit. I mean, do you think there's a co-op potential here with this? Do you think there's? I mean, it'd be a wild move, but do you think they would open that up to co-op, like? And this is what the special demo is. I mean, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know. They might just be saying that to generate hype, but you know, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Okay, so it wasn't Big Boss in the call. Someone's leaking the. So we got some bad eggs as members, and I already knew that, but it just confirms that we have bad eggs as members because they're leaking it somewhere, and apparently that was not the Big Boss trying to call in. So they're looking at the chat and they're seeing the members that are in the chat, and they're just copying that, trying to get into the call. It's pretty fucking disgusting, but yeah, that's
no worries.
That's sad. But yeah, I mean,
Nothing was said,
we'll see
I
what
guess.
they do with the fucking demo. I mean, I just hope it's good. It's probably going to be timed and online, you know. Because
Yeah, maybe.
didn't they do that with Village? They said, hey, you can play this, but it's like an hour demo or some shit, and then you have to log into a different account to play it again.
Yeah, and that was funny. And then that hack came out for the PC,
Holy
and that was like my
shit.
most popular stream ever, because like everyone was coming, how do I get on? How do I do this? How do I do it? It's so funny. It was like, you're just here for the fucking yeah. You just got rid of the timer basically, so you could play as long as you want. But
Wow.
that was funny. That was funny. It's a shame the game's fucking trash, but it was we'd have to bring up. Do you know what? You'd have to bring up the videos, showcasing the original demos for like RE2 Remake and Village to see what terminology. You know, if it's just a Capcom thing. Did they say this before? I don't know. Did they say special demo? I don't know if there's anything to read into. I mean, unless you're playing as fucking Ada or some shit. Do you think you'll play as Ada? I don't know. I mean, what else could they do with it? Maybe you're playing as Krauser.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
But yeah, I don't know what platform to get on, to be honest. Are you mostly PS5 these days?
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
yeah, PS5.
You've got Xbox as well, then.
But I mean, you know, yeah, I got Xbox, I got everything. It's all boring. But yeah, PS5 to just, you know, the DualSense features and stuff like that. You know, if I'm going to pay 70, well, this game's only 60, but if, you know, I need the
Yeah.
DualSense features, you know, a little extra. Cool shit.
It was cool. Returnal, actually, I picked up that on PC again, and they actually implemented
yeah,
the
they implemented
DualSense,
it.
which was cool. It'd be good to see more of that, because yeah, I mean, it can be nice. I mean, the PC ports have been trash pretty much for everything, but recently, but yeah, RE4 Remake. If I could save some money, you know, on PC, I might consider it, but I don't think they'll be, knowing Capcom, I don't think they'll be offering that implementation of the features, but it does add. Although they're quite light, aren't they? Really, at what they've done before, I think, because I played the kind of next gen, in inverted commas, versions of like RE2 Remake and stuff, and you don't really feel much, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think they did anything. I mean, it doesn't
Yeah,
seem like
you don't-
there's a ray tracing option, but it does, like, I don't see any
just
difference.
tanks the frame rate to mid
yeah,
40s.
it
so
just
it's
makes
like,
it
nah,
worse.
fuck that. It's garbage. I mean, you need 60 at least. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna get at the frame rate argument, but I personally can't stand 30 these days. But if it's locked, that's fine. But if you've got a deviation between like 40 and 60, that's just horrible. That's game over. I'll take 30 over that. But I'm remotely excited for, you know, it does look more horror, even though they got the goofiness in there in the RE4 Remake. Like that dude getting taken over by the like spider in the trailer, and he starts running at you down the hall. You know what I'm talking about in the trailer? The new one, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, they might show the infection process or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot more detail going on with that, so that's pretty cool. I guess time will tell. The intro is certainly darker and spookier, so it's more, if it's going more in a horror direction, then fair enough. But they've obviously got all the cheesy shit still in there to keep everyone happy, so I don't know. Time will tell, but hopefully they move on this demo sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost March, and
yeah,
I mean, March this Wednesday, so maybe an announcement either, maybe this, I mean, I doubt this Friday, but, you know, that's when the weekends for news, and then probably, I'm assuming either Friday this week, if they announce anything this week, like maybe when the demo is releasing, or they wait until next Monday through Friday. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully sooner rather than later. Just, I mean, well, you don't want to do it too soon because, well, I don't know. It's kind of tricky to, I mean, it really depends. If they're confident in the game, they put it out early, and it would boost pre-orders a lot because it's like, here you go, here's the fucking demo. I'm glad they do demos, though, to be honest. I mean,
yeah, totally. It's nice. It's nice. I mean, not everyone's, you know, does that, so at least you can get your hands on it in some capacity. I'm very disappointed at Gamer D here. Low quality callers. Really disappointed.
He doesn't even deserve a
Yeah,
shout out. I mean, jeez. Snooze fest. Snooze fest opinion. So sad.
This is my first call. All right, give me a break, you fucker.
You should sign up. You should sign up for that. Don't they have like a Resident Evil ambassador thing?
Oh, I mean, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
What
you made
views
multiple.
I ever got
Yeah, I
was
know, but you made
mostly
a bunch
from
of
Resident
content.
Evil. But I don't think I would. I don't think I'd go down that route. I mean, like, I think some of the bigger names even got rejected from that.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
That is
So I
weird.
don't know what's.
So they might be.
Yeah,
They might
so-
actually be looking for smaller channels or something. I don't know.
Oh, we got someone else in chat wanting a shout out as well. But
Well, they're gonna. That's not how
I'm
that
not-
works.
I'm not
That's
gonna-
not how
I'm not
that
gonna
works.
say-
I mean,
I'm
you
not
gotta
gonna
stop.
say the
You gotta
name.
stop looking at the chat. They say
I
stupid shit.
don't know how you do it, man.
Oh,
I don't know how you
I'm
do
trying
it
to manage. Yeah, I don't know how I
with,
do it
with
either.
your the numbers you get.
It's crazy.
Oh, it's cool. Like everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. Let's go. Let's go.
Someone wants to join the call. I think that is a member. Let's test this out here. Let's add him to the call. Hello, you're on the air. James, hello, you're on the air.
I
Yeah.
hear hiss.
Hello?
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 Oof. All right, James.
Probably a troll. I can't tell. Hello, you're on the air, James. We're gonna. Hello, you're on the air, James.
Hello?
All right, we got a troll. So it looks like we got to start banning members now because clearly there is some members that shouldn't be members, and I think I know who they might be.
I don't know if he was trying to be legit there or not. I mean, I can tell.
No,
It's a different language.
no.
That's a
He
different
tried. He
language.
tried the other day. It's a fake voice.
Oh, okay.
Because he's using a different username. You can tell when people aren't wholesome. See, this is why I appreciate the wholesome people in this bubble here, because it's just
Yeah.
it's awesome.
When's the last time you did a call-in?
we don't really do them anymore because we only got
Yeah.
200 people watching, so that we're not gonna have a big selection of callers to take. So it's just gonna be the same two trolls calling in, and it gets old.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you're a small streamer. You don't really the energy's not
Oh,
the same.
You're a big streamer to me, Mike. You're a big streamer to me, Mike. But yeah, I know what you mean. If you were used to, whatever previously. I mean, I didn't catch a lot. I mean, I've seen maybe the tail end of it, some of them live, and yeah, the amount of trolling and stuff with the calls and what certain words that are being repeated, Yeah, so yeah, bit of a nightmare.
Okay, James L said, "What a douche," and I don't know what that means because that's apparently who was trying to call in. But to me, it sounds like a fake voice. And I mean, if you're really trying to call in, James L, we'll take your call. But it seems like there is imposters in the membership club. So we want wholesome members. That's why we put it to $4.99 instead of $1.99. But it seemingly did not get rid of the problem. So you
Yeah.
can't really do anything around here.
There was another James as well. Was it James L that?
Well, James
that
L.
the
James
username
L.
that
is
came
a
in?
member, and we appreciate that. But
Yeah.
anyone can come into the call and put a name in there. So they're basically looking at the chat right now, and if they see a member, they'll just copy that member and then come in, because someone leaked the link somewhere. And I mean, it's pretty obvious who would probably do that, but whatever. We just won't accept the call. I don't know.
So what was your
Yeah,
I
that-
caught little bits and bobs of your Hogwarts experience. I mean, what's your takeaway? I didn't bother.
It's just a boring open world game, dude. I mean, it's really soulless, static.
Yeah, for me, from what I could tell, the combat just looked dull. I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's some hardcore shit you unlock, but I guess I've never been a fan of the franchise really anyway, so.
Well, yeah, I don't even
Wasn't
know.
one-
I don't even know Harry Potter. I mean, but the world is just Terrible.
Yeah, didn't look too interesting, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, was there any, like, say, like Skyrim or something? Was there anything close to that at all in terms of what you could do?
Hell
It
no.
didn't.
I
It
mean,
didn't lean into
there's
the
things to
RPG.
do, but it's just paper thin.
Yeah.
It's paper thin.
Yeah. So, what are you most looking forward to then?
Well, I mean, Starfield, I mean,
Yeah.
that's on Game Pass day one, so even if it's trash, I mean, it's on Game Pass day one, but if it's great, I'll just go out and buy a copy, physical copy, just to have. But, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only big game, really. And I'm not really big into sci-fi stuff, to be honest, but it's Bethesda, it's Todd Howard. I mean, you know, Skyrim and Oblivion were great. Fallout 3, Fallout, you know, this and that. So all of that stuff's great, but, you know, it'll be interesting to see what they do here with this game. Starfield, and plus it's on Game Pass day one, so you can play it for like a fucking $1. Because I played Atomic
Yes.
Heart for $1, and I got the whole month for $1, and it's like, yeah, you can't beat that. I mean, that's insane.
That's exactly what I did on PC. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll give it a shot.
Imagine,
To be honest,
I mean,
I've
yeah.
played it up to. I'm not even out in the open world properly yet, so I'm still in that like first facility. Is it the like ball puzzle fucking thing? You gotta move a ball through tubes or something. I think I'm at that part.
Oh,
And I was just like,
jeez.
this kind of sucks. I just don't like the combat, really, to be honest. I mean, some of the graphics can be cool, but I thought the melee and the gunplay just were a dragged. Just not a lot of like oomph to it. So yeah, I don't know if I'll go back.
Oh,
There
no,
might be some other shit I could.
yeah, I'm done with that. I mean, I'm all full steam ahead on this Resident Evil remake at this point, 4 remake, because that's all that's
Yeah.
releasing really at this, at least this month. There's a few other big releases, but they're not coming until May or April or June. But
Well
this is the
done
big
beating
one.
the game so quickly though.
What's that?
Beating RE4 original so quickly. What was it, like 4 hours?
Yeah, 4 hours.
You managed to.
But I did skip one section though with the two big guys with the lava thing. I skipped that. I did the striker glitch or something because it was just crazy.
All right, okay. What's that glitch? You just totally bypassed that fight or something?
Well, yeah, you clip through the wall and you can run faster with the
Ah.
shotgun.
Interesting. I tried the randomizer. That was wild.
Oh yeah, I mean they should just have a default option like that in the games. I don't understand why they have to they have to
Yeah.
wait for mods to implement shit like that. It's ridiculous.
Who's the glass-eyed motherfucker in RE4 original? The guy you fight in the garage.
Oh,
Fucking-
Resident Evil 7?
No, sorry.
Oh,
in
the
RE4
cat, yeah,
original,
yeah. What is it? Is
glass
his name
eye.
Big Cheese or something?
The big cheese. Yeah, I can't remember.
Is it-
Maybe chat can help us out what his actual name is.
Well,
But...
they don't play. It's
Yeah.
it's a lost cause there. RE4 Big Cheese.
Um,
Let me see. I think that's his name. Yeah, Big Cheese.
Yeah. Oh, during the randomizer, during that boss fight, like an El Gigante spawned as well. It was nuts. So I had two of them like running around in that tiny room. It was hilarious. I managed it. You just kill the regular guy and then you just get the hell out of there. 'Cause I don't think the Gigante was even killable. Just fucking stomping about, but it was very cool. It's cool, but yeah, again, do you know what it is, Michael? I'm just struggling to beat games these days. I'm losing interest, which sucks.
Well, I mean, are you
Um,
without saying it? I mean, are you in the same sort of age as me? I mean, are you
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
you don't have
I
to say
think-
your age. I mean, I'm just saying it, because usually that's how it is. I mean, when you get older, your interests change, and
Yeah.
playing games is kind of exhausting. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, it doesn't sound like it would be if you're like 21 years old or some shit like that. But if you get into your
Yeah.
30s or some shit like that, like it's actually it gets exhausting to play these games and then have to do the show on top of that, playing the game and doing the show on top of that, reading chat, being on, trying to make it engaging, trying to make it entertaining, trying to do this, trying to do that. It's like holy fuck.
Yeah, I'm mid 30s, so yeah.
Well, welcome to the
assuming
Boomer
you
Club,
are.
baby. Let's go.
Yeah, so maybe it just is that, man. You know, at the end of the day, I don't know. Just there is just so much content coming from like all angles as well. I feel it's a bit of option paralysis as well. Sometimes, you know,
Yeah,
there's just so much
it's an
to
overload.
play.
Well, that's why gaming it doesn't feel special anymore. It's one of the reasons is that you can.
Yeah,
I mean, why play the game when you can watch every aspect of it on YouTube?
yeah.
Back in the
And
day,
while you're here,
back in the day, that wasn't.
yeah,
You had like an IGN review or a GameSpot review, and maybe a walkthrough guide eventually. But now you can watch the whole game before it's even released. I mean, it's crazy.
it's crazy. Yeah, there's no there's just no mystique now unless you just don't live on the internet. Unless you're
Yeah,
just
well,
completely disconnected.
you have to do a blackout and say, okay, I'm looking forward to this game. I'm going to stop watching trailers. I'm going to stop reading about it. I'm just going to pick it up when it
Yeah.
releases. That's the only way to do it, and you'll have a better time. You will have a better time.
It's so hard though.
As
isn't
long
it?
as you,
Like,
well, I know, but as
realistically.
long as you know when the game's coming out and they don't delay it,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
wait until it comes, go to the store and buy it and play it. And I'm going to tell you what, you're going to have a much better fucking time. It's actually going to be. I think that's the problem actually. If gamers went into it like that, where it's like they go in a little bit blind and they don't know so much about the game, it's going to be much more fun and much more surprising and much more engaging. But, you know, a lot of these gamers know everything about
Yeah.
the fucking game before they buy it. Just like these movies, too. It's like, well, we already got the spoilers for the new Scream movie. And it's like, well, that's fucking crazy. You know? And it's like, well, now that, you know, so I don't know. Yeah, the
and these fucking
oversaturated.
these launch trailers. You know, it's ridiculous. Okay, don't watch it, fair enough. But when you're on the internet, you know, and you partake in, you know,
Yeah.
what the web has to
It
offer.
just
it's
pops right up. It just pops right up.
Yeah, it's booming. They're showing off so much. I mean, even that recent RE4 stuff, they could have even held a bit more back. To be honest, I mean, okay, they're trying to show that they're staying faithful, but you know, there's a lot in those trailers. I mean, I guess it's different. It's a remake, so it's like, but certainly for original games, like, or new games, it's like, stop giving everything away. You know, it's just crazy. I don't know.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
they
no
they
mystique.
showed a lot in that new trailer. I mean, they didn't show everything. They kept it was smart because they kept the degenerator a secret, so they want that to be special, and that's really because they know they
Yeah.
have something there. That creepy fucking enemy, that creepy
They're
moment.
teasing it.
Yeah, I like that a
Yeah.
lot. I thought that was great direction.
Yeah, no, yeah, they did a good job there for sure. But yeah, I definitely agree with you in general, just like gaming these days compared to, yeah, just finding something in a magazine or something, you know, and then getting a demo disc, like maybe just had a cut, like an FMV on it or something. I think that's when I first heard about Final Fantasy VII. You know, I was just
Yeah.
totally hooked to find out more, and I just bought the game just off that alone, you know, like without really knowing much about it, to be honest. And while you're on there, Michael, what do you think about Resident Evil 7 overall?
Well, it was better than Village, I'll tell you that. It is better than
Yeah.
Village.
Yeah, totally agree. It got me back into Resident Evil, to be honest. Like I took, yeah, a bit of a hiatus after 5. I totally skipped 6. I just thought it looked terrible. So, and I've yet to play it, so I can't fully judge. Sorry. Yeah, I'm a fake RE fan.
It's
but
over. There's no way.
yeah, I'm fake. I
Holy
haven't played
shit.
I haven't played half the games, man. To be honest, I've not played DEADAIM. I've not played
Well,
Revelations or any of
Oh.
these spin-offs.
you played 5.
Do you know
and-
what? I've played 5. I played 5 and completed it. That's where I stopped. But I've not even beat 0.
No, well, I mean,
I've
I
not
haven't
even
either.
complete
So
0.
shit. I mean, we're just the fake
So
Resident
we're
Evil
both
fans right here.
fake. We're absolute frauds, man.
It's over.
0 just got too much though. Like with the no item boxes and having to drop items and shit, and then switching between characters. It was
Yeah,
quite
that's
hardcore.
yeah. You got to go to Billy and then Rebecca and or whoever.
Yeah, but I might go back to it. Do you know I only played Code Veronica for the first time like mid last year. That's the first, and then do you know what, man? It was the best Resident Evil experience I've had in so long because yeah, I didn't know that much about it, and B, it's more old school Resident Evil.
Yeah,
With
Code
a kind of
Veronica.
yeah. I enjoyed it, to be honest. I enjoyed it.
I've never played outside. Maybe 20 minutes of it, and that's it.
Shit, dude, you should stream it, man. You should stream it.
I might be missing out. I might be missing out on that one.
Yeah, no.
Didn't that come to the Dreamcast, or was it PS2?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was on the Dreamcast.
It came for that first.
Yeah. I think it was. I
shit.
think it launched on Dreamcast first.
That'd be sick to play on that.
Yeah, you can play it on PS5.
Oh yeah, probably not. I mean,
It's part of the if you're signed up to the, or maybe not actually. I don't know if you have to be on. No, maybe that was the RE1 director's cut. You have to be on the premium. I think with Code Veronica. I don't know. I think maybe even the second tier of membership. I don't know what you use.
oh, it's on PlayStation Plus. Well, I'm not even a PlayStation Plus subscriber, but I let that cancel. I don't play online, so it's like I don't even use it.
Yeah, I recommend. I mean, yeah, you can see how cheap it is, but I recommend Code Veronica at some point. I know you're riding the RE4 train right now, but at some point, be interesting to watch you play through that.
Yeah, that might be
Because
sick.
if you're really wanting your like old school fix, that's that's as close as you're gonna
That's the
get.
last one, ain't? That's the last one, really. When you think about it, it's the last one with that sort
Yeah.
of style.
Yeah.
And then they made Resident Evil 4,
Yeah, totally.
which is
I really had a blast with it. Yeah, I really
Sure.
did. The story is whack as well. It's just not what you'd expect. And lots of cool guns and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Put it on the to-do list, maybe. Did it launch on PS2? Someone's saying, okay. I thought it was Dreamcast first.
no, it's on Dreamcast. Who's trolling in here? Code Veronica was released in February of 2000. Pre-order copies came with unique numbered tags, specialized, blah, 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 blah. Limited Dreamcast system bundles. So it came to the Dreamcast. I'm assuming it came to the Dreamcast first and then PS2, or maybe it was maybe it released on both.
Yeah.
But the PS2, I believe, is more powerful than the Dreamcast, so...
I played RE4 original on PS2, actually.
Really?
I'd like the steel case.
Holy
I know it's
shit.
different in the UK and US. Some of the box are, but yeah, I had this like steel case version. It was kind of cool. Don't know if anyone's seen that one, but yeah, it was a weird one. I mostly played with a friend though. We kind of like took turns with it. Like I didn't sit down with it on my own really. It was more of a play with a friend kind of game.
Right.
But then fucking RE5, Christ. Hey, we'll do co-op at some point maybe. Get me on, let's play RE5, man. That'd be fun. Take the piss out of it. I don't like RE5 too much.
Oh my god. It's like, what are you doing with the franchise? It's like rock bottom again. I mean, it's just all over the place with these ideas. Like, Chris Redfield's going to the desert to fucking, what are we doing? I mean, and then Resident Evil 6, you got 3 campaigns. Like, they're trying to please every fan of the franchise now. It's like, whoa, here's a campaign with fucking, with Chris Wesker's son or some shit, Jake or whoever the fuck that is, and you're literally you got like an M16 and you're fighting enemies that shoot at you, and it's like, I have no idea what the fuck this is, but I mean, I guess this is Resident Evil now. I mean, the Leon campaign at least has fucking zombies though. I'll give it that, so it's better than Village.
Yeah. Yeah, another fake. Like I said, I mean, when I say I haven't played 6, I mean the only thing I had played is Leon's part, and I played it with a friend.
Oh, you played all of Leon's?
I did. I have done Leon, but I've not.
Well, that's all you need. That's all you need to play, because it doesn't get any better.
Yeah, I'll maybe try 5 again at some point to see what I actually make of it now. But I mean, I played it on launch and on 360, the Xbox 360.
Oh,
but jeez, whenever that was, 2006 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, a long time ago.
I'm gonna Google that. It's annoying me. RE5, fucking
2009 or something.
Oh, I can't see because this fucking Google Meet window is in my face. has a mind of its own. 2000. Oh no, it was announced 2000. Yeah, 2009. Holy shit, 2009.
Yeah, and they also released the Dark
Oh.
Side Chronicles in 2009.
Oh really? I ain't played it.
You haven't played that? That's the like
I
House of
ain't
the
played
Dead
it.
thing for the Wii.
Oh right.
I have the
Nah.
Umbrella Chronicles on the Wii, and that one was pretty good.
Cool. Yeah, there's definitely a few I need to.
But
Perhaps
they
check out.
essentially remade Resident Evil 2 in that Wii shooter in Dark Side Chronicles. They have, and it's very faithful to the original game. So clearly they they could have done
That's
it. Yeah,
cool.
if you look it up, you go through the Kendo gun shop and it's right where it should be in that alley. It's really it's like that's what should have been the remake. But
Yeah, I really enjoyed your points about that. And when you were playing RE2 Remake and kind of shitting on it.
oh
Like,
my
yeah, that
god,
intro
bro.
sucks
And,
so
and
bad.
people just they eat that game
Yeah.
up, man. I don't know what they see in it. I think they're just blinded by nostalgia. It's like, oh, I love this game. I remember playing it a long time ago on the PS1. And it's like, yeah, but this is not that.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely swept up in the hype, and when it first came out. So like I appreciate that you had the puzzles and stuff and running around backtracking but there was a lot I still didn't like really then, but I guess I didn't talk about it much. But yeah, it's certainly going back, having given it a break, coming back at it like a couple of years on, it's like shit. They really did drop the ball in a lot of areas. You're dead right. That intro I mean, I know they tried to shoehorn some of it back in like Claire's campaign or something. You can go through the basketball court to the orphanage and all that shit. That wasn't the same, was it really?
Yeah, they could have did it right, and they, in my opinion, just threw some Zoomer crap out, and everyone loved it because all these YouTubers love it. So it's like, well, everyone just we have to love it. This YouTuber said it was great, so we can't think for ourselves. So we just have to fall in line to consume. And then they said Resident Evil 3 Remake sucks, and everyone said that sucked too. And it's like, okay, the problems that you have with Resident Evil 3 Remake could also be, for the most part, be applied to the Resident Evil 2 Remake. The only problem I would say with the 3 Remake is that they downgraded the gore, but I think because they had to do that for technical reasons probably. But who's really, when you're playing these games, you don't really give a shit about the gore that much. I mean, you're not sitting around and chopping up a fucking zombie. It's like, that's cool initially, but it's like it gets old. So, yeah, I think the Resident Evil 3 Remake gets so much flack. I mean, I already knew Capcom. If it's not like the original, but it's a good action game.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I think I played through it more than 2. Like I did. Quite a few playthroughs fairly back to back on launch. I don't know, it just has that vibe. I guess it's kind of more of a straightforward game, there's not as much backtracking and running around compared to RE2 Remake, so I don't know, maybe a bit more fun. I do like the dodge mechanic. I do like that, getting the perfect dodges and stuff. That's quite fun. So yeah, fuck it, I'm going record. RE3 is better than RE2 Remake. Yeah, I'll say it right now.
Holy shit! I mean that's a pretty hot take
in the chat right now.
Holy shit, that's a pretty hot take. That's like something like something I would say.
I'm being serious.
I know. But
when I weigh it up, there's I think there's more things that annoy me about 2 Remake than 3 overall. I mean, I just I feel on, like you're saying, just action fucking, I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Resident Evil 3 was more action oriented, even the original. So it makes sense why there's more shit going on in the remake, the 3 remake. But people are bitching about the clock tower, and people are bitching about this, that, and the third. And it's like it was never going to be like the classic. That Capcom doesn't, there's a choice system in the original Resident Evil 3, and you can hide from nemesis, or you can fight the monster, or there's many different things you can do. It's not like super in depth, but it's cool nonetheless. And, you know, obviously that didn't make it to the remake. And then you look at the Resident Evil 4 remake here and the QuickTime event stuff, none of that's carrying over. So they always rip the DNA out of, and gamers will defend it and say, oh, we don't want QuickTime events in 2023. And it's like, that's not the point. It's like that is a staple of that game, the QuickTime events, because, and I, honestly, I agree. I mean, because it gives the player an incentive to not put the controller down. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, here's a cutscene.
Yeah.
I'm going to get on my phone now. Whereas with you know, if the game had forced QuickTime events, which can be a little annoying at times, I'm not going to lie, but you know, if done right, I think is better because it locks the player into the sense that, like, you can't put the controller down because this is Krauser's throwing the knife right at your fucking face, and you better press A or B or L2 or R2, or you're dead, and then you got to rewatch it. So.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't know why you would rip that out. I mean, a few here and there should have made it in, but you know, it's Capcom. But I guess, you know, they're going to have the knife fight where you can actually, instead of a cutscene, you're going to actually be able to do the knife fight now in the Resident Evil 4 remake. So
real time.
Yeah. So it's not a cutscene anymore. It's not a QuickTime cutscene. It's an actual fight. So I'm wondering if that's just that's the fight and that's it, or if we're going to that weird desert-looking area and we're fighting Krauser there. The military thing,
I mean,
or whatever.
Yeah, it's quite a strange environment. I mean, where even is that? Where
Oh
the
my
hell are you?
god, dude!
Because I'm hazy. Like I played.
Bro, you're like going to ancient Egypt. You're in this fucking like mine car from like 1864. I mean, bro, the game makes no fucking sense.
Is it a flashback or is it like present timeline?
I don't know,
I can't even remember. I just remember it being weird, and yeah, the whole broken knife thing as well. I was stuck on the main Krauser fight at the end, and everyone in chat's just like, use the knife, use the knife, use the knife. I'm like, nah, and he dies in like 5 hits. I was like, what is this? What is this bullshit,
dude?
And I saw you with the Sadler fight.
Oh god,
you know, that's so annoying. So
yeah, they got to do
annoying,
something
man.
about that knife shit. Like, it shouldn't be the most powerful weapon in the game. It's like, well, now that's dumb because it's like, why even, you know? And hopefully they nerfed it a little bit in the remake because they should know. I mean, it's like,
well, yeah. I mean, I thought they would have fixed that shit a long time ago. You know, it really is broken.
It might be that. It might be like that in the Resident Evil 2 remake too. I don't know, because it has the dynamic difficulty thing. I think anyway.
I mean. Yeah, I mean, on the QTE front, I agree. I think they're cool to keep in, to be honest. But like, I guess if they're replacing it with this like more real time, so to speak, interactive like parry mechanic, I mean, it's still something. But whether it's going to play out as fun or not, I'm not sure. We'll just have to see how the cookie crumbles, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, I think the demo will be a good indicator on whether or not it plays smoothly or if it's like too clunky. Some of the gameplay looks like Leon's moving too slow. It's not, you know, everything's a little bit like it's in slow motion, which maybe is good for that experience. But it's the original Resident Evil 4 is a pretty fast-paced game, and I don't think that's going to carry over. So.
But the thing is, what if they see this special demo? What if you're not actually playing as Leon?
That's what I'm saying.
Like
that's what I'm
did
saying. I
Village.
mean, it might be special in the sense that it's like something not. It's not actually. It is a special demo. It's not really the game, in the traditional sense. Well, I mean, that's an interesting marketing tactic if that's how they implement it, where you're playing as someone else or something else or whatever.
Yeah, because the Maiden one for PS5 Village was it was more just to give you a bit of the lore, I guess, down in the basement, and then you get up, and then I think you get caught, don't you, by Lady D or whatever.
Yeah, then it basically says pre-order.
Yeah, that's it. It's basically just what you like to call what do you call it? Museum game.
Well, I mean that's what these games are. It's like you're
Yeah.
you're walking around a museum. You can't interact with anything. You just look at stuff, and it's like, you know, that's just really what it feels like. It's crazy. There's too many of those games.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have called it the museum demo. I mean, for Village, that's what it was.
Oh
I mean, it was
god,
like
that game.
you just showing off some of them. I mean, cool. Okay, they gave you the Ethan one like later, but I think you're just going to get one with RE4 Remake. So, I mean, hopefully you are playing as Leon. I mean, or fucking, I don't know. Maybe you're Could be Ada. Could be something weird. Who knows? Maybe it's a VR. Maybe it's going to be a VR demo. Who knows? Maybe they're further along than we thought. You know.
That would be crazy. It's like you have to have the PSVR 2 to play this demo. Everyone's gonna rush out and buy that thing.
Well,
like, not for
exactly. It's a
$700
promo.
bucks.
Dude,
Oh,
it could be a promo for PSVR too. It really could.
That would be crazy.
That would. It would be.
Yeah, the Resident Evil 7 demo was kind of
Surprising.
the Resident Evil 7 demo was kind of special because it came off of the hype of PT, and everyone was thinking it was going to be like this
Yeah.
masterful, like super secret demo thing. And I remember streaming
Yeah.
I remember streaming that demo on Twitch and a long time ago when it first came out in 2016-17, the Resident Evil Village demo or 7 demo, the beginning hour or whatever the fuck it's called. And you know, everyone was trying to like figure out this big secret that the demo supposedly had, because it was supposed to be this PT clone demo and all this shit, and it turned out that, I mean, they were going through everything in the game. Turn this on, turn that off, press this button, reload this gun. You know, it's just ridiculous, but
It was genius.
fun.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a genius
that was fun.
move, you know, within the community to really drum up like the attention. And I mean, I think it worked. I mean, it got my interest. I mean, not necessarily the demo, but you know, the hype around the game. I was like, okay, Resident Evil's going back to, okay, it's first person, but I mean, it's certainly employing the stuff I liked about Resident Evil originally. You know, puzzles and maps and survival horror stuff. So. But yeah, they did a good job of the market for sure. It's just, I feel there's always like super highs and then big lows with Capcom, you know? It's like they bring it back with 7 and RE2 Remake despite its issues. And then, yeah, Village, and then beyond, I just don't know where the hell they're going to go now with this trash, to be honest. Like, the father's story is now done. I mean, now the daughter's story, I mean, is it the winter story just done, hopefully?
Oh my god, I don't even give a shit.
I
Like,
can't remember.
dude, they can just literally no one wants that except for the shills that are just gonna say every Resident Evil game is great.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think Ethan Winters is definitely my least favorite
Yeah,
Resident Evil character
that's
ever.
junk.
I'm gonna stick to that.
And
I mean,
what they did was they essentially rewrote 7. They because remember in Village they're like, this is why he's you know, whatever the
he's
plot
the
was.
mold
It's like
man.
it's
He's the
dumb.
mold man. It all makes sense. It all makes sense
because
now. He
he
was always dead.
Yeah, but do you think they had that storyline figured out when they made 7? I don't believe that. You know what I mean? I just think they looked at some of the stuff and said, okay, Ethan chopped his arm off. He put it back on. That doesn't make sense, but who cares? Now let's write a story for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's superhuman.
Okay.
He's a fucking he's a zombie boss or something.
Right, dude. I'm gonna try. It's over. Right. Okay. Here we go.
Oh shit.
It's over.
Oh shit.
It's over. Sorry.
There you go.
I can't do it.
It's pretty hard to do. I mean, I don't really do it too
Yeah.
often, but I've done it so much. It's kind of ingrained.
Yeah, I do enjoy your many catchphrases. Sure, makes me laugh. Sure, I've got a few people chuckling away in the chat now. So after that, but yeah, I'm sure you're getting sick of me by now. So I'll.
Well, I got
I'll let
low
you-
battery, so I mean, shit.
Yeah, I was good talking though.
Hell yeah,
and,
man. We appreciate you, man.
Yeah, no worries. I'll let you crack on for now and catch you on the next one. Thanks for having me,
Hell yeah,
chat.
thanks, Mono Memory.
Thanks for being polite.
Hell yeah,
apart
bro,
from,
appreciate it. It's over. That sucked too. Damn, I fucking suck at it too. Holy shit, that was horrible.
I put you on the spot, man. I put you on the spot. It's over.
There you go. It's
Okay,
getting better. Let's
there
go,
we
baby.
Alright. Cool, right. Peace out, everyone.
take
See
care,
you
man.
later.
Alrighty, folks, we're going to wind this one down. Low battery it is at, and the temperature has dropped to 9%, so we're going to wrap this up. We do appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, supporting the show, the Resident Evil 4 Remake. When the demo releases, we'll have a big show covering it. As soon as Capcom pulls the curtain back and says this is when it's coming, we're going to do a big show for the Resident Evil 4 Remake demo, and that's going to give us a good indicator on whether or not this game is going to be good. But we do have 3 problems: Soulless, uncut content, and censored. So with that said, that's going to do it. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, supporting the show. And we will see you later. It's over.